Tonight is an exciting night again as we honor and celebrate Good Samaritans in our community. As staff and our committee got together over the last year and looked at all the nominations, a recurring theme came up, which was those interactions with our Portland Police CRT officers. So as a group, we decided to recognize that partnership that they have formed with TIP to go above and beyond, providing service to those in need at a really vulnerable time.
The crisis response team was developed for the police bureau and the community to have a response to incidents of violence. The crisis response team responds to connect, offer services, offer support, and help people through sometimes the most trying times in their lives.
The crisis response team, we are paged out for traumatic incidents, deaths, violent traumas, shootings, traumas involving children, sudden infant death,
injury shootings, homicides, fatal crashes.
And our job there is to help facilitate support for the victims, the families, and also for the officers.
As a CRT officer, we want to be there with the victim and help them heal from what they had just been through.
A good CRT member is someone who's able to communicate with people of all backgrounds and who isn't afraid to jump in to listen to somebody's traumas.
A good CRT officer is someone who wants to help other people.
Being part of crisis response really allows me to help the community in an intentional way. I think it's a tremendous opportunity to be able to be there for someone who's in crisis and provide that support.
Because no one trauma is the same. Someone who experiences a death of a loved one could be very agitated and yelling, whereas another person who's experienced the death of a loved one could just be really sad and not want to talk. We have to be able to speak with people and de-escalate a situation, and I do believe that everyone on the crisis response team for Portland Police has that ability, which is what makes us such a beneficial team for the community.
I've been on a number of calls with the CRT officers, and every time I leave there with a sense of awe and just tremendous respect for the work that they do. They work in an incredibly chaotic environment. The calls that they go on usually have big emotion and they're intense. They come in and they assess what's going on, and then they just really skillfully and compassionately reach out and engage with people who are most affected. They are able to take this chaotic situation and instill a little bit of calm in it.
A couple of years ago, CRT was shut down, and then the chief wanted me to revamp CRT again. I went through the TIP Academy. We came up with a program.
The training that they put on is amazing. Through the training, I was really able to learn about all the other services, that they coordinate to help the victim. TIP volunteers stay with them, not just in the moment, but a week later, 2 weeks later, that person will always remember oh, that TIP volunteer helped me.
Having gone through the training, you as a police officer learn things that you never would have thought about before. Listening is a huge part of it. That's something that a lot of police officers don't do because they have a job to do and they want to go from point A to point B really quickly. Taking that time to listen actually helps your investigation. It also helps with helping the victims with trauma. If it was up to me, I would have all police officers go through TIP training.
When I arrive on scene at a traumatic event, knowing that TIP is en route relieves a lot of stress because I know that they're on their way and they're able to provide resources and just being there for the victims.
TIP is just a great resource supporting our efforts and taking care of family members and friends during traumatic times when we're trying to support those people. I've called on TIP many times.
We had a traumatic event at a hotel. There was hundreds of people at the hotel. There was no way that CRT would have been able to handle it on their own.
There was gunfire inside the hotel, and it really impacted a lot of people beyond the people that were directly affected by this gun violence.
We've had some incidents at large hotels, and we found it very beneficial to have TIP there because they were able to individually contact these people and make sure that they felt that they were being seen and recognized in this situation, whereas we might not have been able to do that on our own.
Investigations take a long time, especially homicides. We've been out there 4 or 5, 6 hours at a time. It's a difficult situation to be in if your family member was just killed. I mean, it's traumatic. When that stuff happens, they just need a hand, they need someone to talk to, they need someone that they believe in. They just need someone to sit by them and explain to them what's going on in the process. TIP is amazing at that stuff. I know that when I call TIP to come help us alleviate what's going on in the community, that it'll get done. I 1000% trust the volunteers that are coming out with us.
CRT, they've been doing amazing work. We unfortunately go to a lot of shootings. We're dealing with family members, friends, neighbors that know people that are getting shot and getting hurt. CRT has proven to be a huge benefit to the community and the Bureau.
I'm a firm believer that a person will never forget the way you made them feel. I just want to be able to be there for that person because they have just lost someone who's extremely important in their life.
The partnership between TIP and CRT is a valuable one for us in the Police Bureau. TIP is a national organization. People are highly skilled, highly trained. It just helps us provide the community with a better response in moments of crisis.